Thank you. Wow. Let's applaud our musicians. What fantastic music they have provided. Thank you so much. Well, good morning. Good morning. Yay! Well, it's good to see y'all. It's an exciting time to be together. We are so blessed that we live in a state, in a country where we can do just this. We can pray together, we can pledge allegiance, and we can fellowship with one another. And that's what's so important. It's always about the relationships, the friendships, the opportunity to work together and to be united. So to each of you, thank you so much for being here. This is really important that you're here, you're engaged, you believe in a better day, you believe in how we can work in a positive manner with one another, because everybody in this room is critical to the future of the state of Mississippi. So I appreciate you giving of yourself, of your time, your talents, and your investment to be here. And it's pretty exciting. We were talking earlier about the new launch off in 2026 of the Mississippi Business Alliance. Well, again, that signifies us all being together. That signifies the strength of understanding our pathway and our journey and our state, and what every industry, every facet, every pillar is involved in how we work together. So what an incredible time, the synergy in this room and the investment. And again, thank you to each of you for all you do every single day. And again, for believing in the future, the positive pathway for the state of Mississippi. Now, I want to take just a moment, and I do this occasionally when I have the opportunity to be here. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And that is significant for many, many reasons. There are many women here today, but everybody here has a woman that you love in your life, be it a mother, sister, daughter. And here's why it's important for Mississippi to stand strong, and every woman should get her mammogram. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. I pulled the latest statistic because it's important for Mississippians. In 2025, the projection is there'll be 319,000 new cases of breast cancer. But in Mississippi, that means we're going to have 2,710 cases of diagnosed breast cancer. But Mississippi, unfortunately, has the highest mortality rate. And so again, I say to you, please be aware, because the way these numbers, we're going to lose 42,000 people to breast cancer. But that means we're going to lose nearly 500 Mississippians to breast cancer. So that's my encouragement to each of you, so that we change those numbers and that we're not in that status next year. Look, I'm so excited to be with all of you. It is the greatest honor to serve as your Attorney General. I love every minute of it, and I have an amazing, amazing team. We get to work with partners. Many of you, we all get to partner. We get to do a lot of work together, and that's how we make a difference. But my team, we come to work every day and we go, how do we serve all Mississippians? Who do we help today? How do we empower some person that is in need? How do we protect all Mississippians? That is certainly our role, and we take that very seriously. But again, we do it with partners. But I want to talk a minute about Mississippi leading. There's so many good things that are happening in our state, and sometimes you might not hear all about the great things that are happening in Mississippi. And look, this Attorney General's office is your office. We work together, we represent you. That is our role. We embrace it every single day. But I want to talk to you about some of the things that we are leading in Mississippi. First of all, boys should never play in girls' sports. Did you all hear that? Boys should never play in girls' sports. Boys should never be in the locker rooms, the bathrooms, the dorms. It should never happen. I'm very appreciative of our legislature. They've done great work. We've got great legislation. But I'm happy to tell you that in your office, at the Attorney General's office, we filed the first lawsuit that said that's not going to happen in the state of Mississippi. We're not going to allow our girls to be leveraged here. And we took to battle. My colleague in Louisiana, we filed the first lawsuit last year, and we won. Mississippi leading the charge to protect our girls. They worked too hard to be in these sports. Title IX was there for 50 years to protect our young girls, to give them that opportunity, and to have it taken away like that. But Mississippi, we stopped it. With our colleagues, we stopped it, and then certainly President Trump issued that executive order right off the bat, and we've been working hard every day since then to protect our young girls in sports. And then to follow that up, I led a letter recently to the NCAA, 27 other of my Republican colleagues, and here's what we said. NCAA, you should give every one of those titles, awards, trophies, accomplishments that you gave away to a man, a boy that competed against the girl, and he got the award and she did not. They need to return every one of those. And know that in Mississippi, we're going to stand strong because every girl should get that award back. We're leading the fight for fentanyl. I wish I could stand here and tell you we all don't have that in the fentanyl crisis going on in our state and in our country. But the border's now been closed. But we still have the fight. The drugs are still here. Those criminals are out there peddling death to our children every day in every single community across our state. But as Mississippians, we said we're not going to stand for that. We're all going to be engaged. I have created the Fentanyl Task Strike Force. We're working with law enforcement all across the state. We're out there taking those drugs off the street. We have the One Pill Can Kill initiative. And that's not just a catchy slogan, y'all. That's a reality. One pill can actually kill an individual. I talk to far too many people who've lost loved ones. But in Mississippi, we're standing strong. We're out on college campuses. We're out there working with our law enforcement, our first responders. We're providing fentanyl prevention kits, emergency boxes, teaching people how to use Narcan. Because if we can save one life, that is a Mississippian, that is a loved one that we did not lose this year. We're leading the calls on human trafficking. Human trafficking. People still say to me, do we have that? Well, unfortunately, we have that in our state, and we have that in our country as well. I love to talk about us leading as Mississippi on human trafficking, and we're doing just that. We have the Human Trafficking Task Force. Again, many partners. We've trained 600 law enforcement officers across our state. We do multi-jurisdictional operations. I go out with the team. Because I can't tell you all, if I'm not seeing those victims, those survivors, what we're doing, how we're working to take those criminals, those pedophiles off the street. They are leveraging off of our loved ones. And look, as a reminder, most of these victims are not trafficked from across the border. Sure, we're seeing some of those. The majority are trafficked by a loved one, someone that they loved and trusted, a mother, a father, an uncle, a boyfriend. It's horrific, horrific. But in Mississippi, we said, you know what, we're not going to do that. So we jumped right in, and we have Be the Solution. Many of you are already partners in there. We have to talk about it. We have to have the outreach. Information is powerful, as we all know that, but only when we share it. And then when we take action. So here are the numbers. How have we been doing as far as Mississippi? We're extremely successful. In the last few years, we've rescued over 375 victims right here in our communities. 23 of those were minors. We see babies. We see toddlers. We see young children. And they can't get out of this. Not one of them said, hey, I want to be a victim. I want to be in this sex trafficking ring. They don't want to be there. So it's on all of us to provide hope to them, to create a pathway, to let them get back into society without any shame or blame. So it's exciting. We just did the first statewide, we called it Operation Guardian Force, because our role is to be the guardians, to protect, to help those individuals that need us the most. Many of you participated. We started on the coast. We went through Hattiesburg, Tupelo, and ended up in DeSoto County. The Trump administration, and we work great hand in hand with President Trump's team, they came down and they watched and they observed us and they said, Mississippi has the gold standard on how you come in, you take down, you rescue, and you help those survivors. So we're doing it the right way. And so we did that, and in 2.5 weeks, We rescued 29. And we arrested 72 of those criminals, putting them in jail. And we're going for a hard time on every criminal that has taken advantage of one of our loved ones here in the state of Mississippi. And we will continue to do that. Now, I want to talk a minute before I close about our children again. Our children are at risk. Please listen to me about this. I call them the social media cartel. If anybody here has children or you have grandchildren, you need to listen. They're coming after our kids on social media. Know that in your Attorney General's office, we've sued every one of them. And we're going to continue to do just that because they're making money off of our children every single day. I'm grateful to our legislature. They passed the Walker-Montgomery Online Protection Act. And that said two things. First of all, if there's sextortion happening, we can now go after those predators. We can put them in jail if they are utilizing sextortion to take advantage of our children. We lost that young man by suicide because of a sextortion issue that a social media platform allowed to happen, to get into the computer of that young man. And that has happened numerous times across our state, and we've been able to stop it. But here's the other part. Grateful to our legislature again. It said in the second part of that legislation, parents, you should be able to approve whether your child is utilizing social media platforms. Parents, you should have the information. You should have that knowledge. Companies, you have to be good corporate citizens. You have to verify this is a child. You have to verify that that adult or that parent approved. You know what? They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it because there's money at risk. So we're winning there. We're winning. They're suing us. The cartel, the social media cartel is suing us. But we're winning at every corner. We're headed to the United States Supreme Court because the Mississippi law is so strong. And Mississippi believes in what we're doing, and again, always to take care and protect our children. And just one more thing, talking about sharing and leading. Mississippi, as you know, we won the Mississippi Dobbs case. But here's the action items, and I love to give our legislation, I love to give what we're doing. We have safe haven baby boxes now. We have 8 of them across our state. And you say, is it working? We've had 3 babies born in the last year. Those are 3 lives that have been saved by Mississippi believing in next steps. 3 babies going into homes for love and compassion and care. We got paternity leave passed for state employees. But here's my favorite. We got the MAMA program passed. Mississippi Access to Maternal Assistance. Now, you can pull it out on your phone. It's a free app, MAMA, mama.ms.gov. You can go to the website. Is it successful? In 2 years, we've had 141,000 visits to the app and to the website. For young mothers, for mothers-to-be, they now can look at all the information in whatever area they live in. And here's the interesting part. It's public, private, faith-based groups all on that website. We have uniquely helped 31,000 of those users. So in Mississippi, are we making a difference? Absolutely. But we're doing it together, and each of you have been a part of that, and I'm grateful. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you again for being so strong for our state, and again, working toward the best days of Mississippi. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.